This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We're here at Mishkenot Hasha'ananim, which is really a fulfillment of the prophecy of the Navi Zechariah. For hundreds of years, Yerushalayim was occupied, but Yerushalayim means Ha'ir Ha'atika, the old city within the walls of the city. But the Navi Zechariah says in Parak Beis, Pasuk Ches, Perazois Teishev Yerushalayim. Yerushalayim will be settled in open areas beyond the walls. And this seemed impossible until 1860. Even in 1845, if one were to look out the walls of the old city of Yerushalayim, you would look off and you'd see a few hundred nomadic Arabs, wild animals, marauders, but no Jews lived outside the walls of the old city. But the Navi Zechariah says, Prazois Teishev Yerushalayim. And in 1845, the Rabbanim, the Gedolei Yisrael, most notably Rav Shmuel Salant, began to try to speak to Moses Montefiore, who was a great advocate and philanthropist and builder for the Jewish people, and specifically Yerushalayim. And he spoke to Moses Montefiore about purchasing land outside the walls of Yerushalayim. And among the many notable and noble activities of Moses Montefiore is, in fact, in 1855, he purchased this area from the Arab mayor. And the fact that he even met Rav Shmuel Salant was a great miracle. He met him when Moses Montefiore traveled to defend Jews from a blood libel, and in a chance meeting with Rav Shmuel Salant, the two became lifelong, very close. Moses Montefiore was a very tall, imposing man. He stood over 6 feet tall, and he lived to be over 100 years old. He passed away at 101 in 1885. He championed many Jewish causes throughout his long career. In Middle Ages, Moses Montefiore retired and dedicated himself for championing the cause of the Jewish people. He was a leader of the British Jewish community. Queen Victoria even knighted him, and he went on to become the Sheriff of London. And in 1855, we'll talk about how he purchased this land from the mayor of Jerusalem. Interesting, Moses Montefiore's secretary, Dr. Leopold Lowy, writes that the mayor of Jerusalem, Ahmad Aga Dijar, must have been a Gilgal of Ephraim. Because at first he offers Moses Montefiore this parcel of land for free. But then the negotiations took a turn and they started getting long and protracted. And it's Erev Shabbos, and Shabbos is coming, and still they did not seal the deal. And at the end of the day, he turns to Moses Montefiore and he says, if you give me a small gift of 1,000 silver sterling pounds, then he's ready to give him this parcel of land for free. And on the spot, Moses Montefiore meted out 1,000 pounds of silver, and right before Shabbos, there are even shilas about what was allowed to be done on Shabbos. Moses Montefiore quickly went to the British consulate, drew up a contract, and then went to Muslim court to register the sale. So this neighborhood, Mishkenot Hasha'ananim, is really fulfillment of the Nevuah of Zechariah, Prazois Teishev Yerushalayim, and now we see how the prophecy of Zechariah is fulfilled even more, and of course we await the great fulfillment of all the prophecies of the Nevi'im, of the Sachazena, Einenu B'Shuvcha Tzion B'Rachamim.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.